What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today is National Slush Day, and so I figured it was kind of the perfect time for another car vlog. I didn't know really what to do with this idea, but I did get a giant Slurpee. It's already kind of melted because it's a million degrees where I live right now. And there's just so much to talk about. Now, as you can see, it's obviously not 1 a.m., it's not 12 a.m., it's not 4 a.m. like all of my last car vlogs were, but I really have no explanation as to why. This is the first and maybe the only 4 p.m. to 2 p.m. car vlog, National Slush Day edition. Cheers! Ugh. I also picked up some coconut water. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. I've been trying to plan this trip somewhere. I've been wanting to go to Atlanta. My little brother started college last year, and I wanted to see him after his first year. I went to college recently. And, just wanted to check in. How's college? Are you getting hazed? Are you rushing? Like, what's the vibe? But plane tickets are so expensive. And I bring this up because obviously I was just going to say fuck it and fly Spirit. But as I'm sure you know, Spirit has dissolved into thin air. The Spirit has passed on to the next realm and it's gone. And I will be damned if I ever fly Frontier again. I flew Frontier one time, go to Miami. Well, actually, I didn't even end up flying it because Frontier is just full of shit. Like, they have all these random ass rules about like, oh, like you have to show up at, an hour and a half before you check your bag. And then if you don't show up, we won't check your bag. I got there, mind you, I didn't know anything about this rule until the day of my flight. It's like, they just don't do, they have all these little hidden rules that they don't really tell you about, and I think they don't inform you well on purpose so that when you show up to the airport and something inevitably goes wrong, because something always goes fucking wrong at the airport, you get to the airport and then you miss your flight, and now you don't have any sort of, you can't get a refund, they won't help you reschedule your plane ticket, nothing. Literally, they just take your money, and they're like, too bad, that's Frontier for you. And I'm sure Spirit is the same, but the couple of times I flew Spirit, I had a way better experience. Now, another hot topic related to Spirit is, of course, James Charles' rant. It was kind of a video just like this, just him in the camera and his raging caucasity to like get online and be like, you lost your job? Fuck you, you're fucking lazy. Like, just watching that video to me was so insane because James Charles, like, I don't know a lot about him other than the fact that he likes young boys under the age of 18. I think everyone knows that at this point. But outside of that, I knew that obviously he's been like a full-time influencer since he was in high school. I mean, he was on Ellen, right? So it's just crazy how someone who has never had a 9-to-5 job and someone who's never had to support themselves with a, regular 40-hour paycheck could get online and just trivialize the experience of getting laid off. Getting laid off, actually, my company recently just went through layoffs. My company just recently went through layoffs, and like a lot of my friends actually lost their job. And it's not something that's like you just turn around and get another job. You know what I mean? Now, I really have nothing to say in his defense. I mean, I think there is like that part of the American ideal of like, strap up your boots and get to work and you just work until you die. Like that kind of mentality of like, okay, you lost your job. Like, even if you got to work at McDonald's or 7-Eleven or whatever, 7-Eleven, you do what you have to do in order to make it. Like, that mindset definitely exists, but I wouldn't expect somebody who's been selling makeup from the comfort of their home, from making fucking YouTube videos, to try to impose that sentiment on anyone. Especially someone who's literally just asking for help. And also, people talk about it all the time. The job market is complete shit right now. And I know that for, jobs that require maybe a college degree. I also feel like, though, the typical regular, like, fast food retail, those jobs are hard to get right now, too. I think everybody's just trying to work and nobody has any fucking money. Like, nobody has any money. So nobody can get a job. Nobody can work. So it's like, okay, I had this great, well, probably okay job with Spirit. Maybe I was a flight attendant. Maybe I was a pilot. Maybe I was worked at the concierge or whatever they call it. Maybe I was, I don't know, a lot of airport jobs. But whatever it was, like, I don't have that job anymore. And I'm sure all these other airlines are probably pinching pennies too, because Trump fucked up the Strait of Hormuz, fucked up the strait. So now gas is like $1 million for cars. I don't know if the same, I'm pretty sure they need the same oil to make jet fuel. I'm pretty sure. So jet fuel is probably super expensive. Like all these airlines are probably pinching pennies. Everybody's doing a hiring freeze. The government keeps shutting down, which is fucking up the FTA. What is it called? The people, the air traffic people. So now all these plane accidents are happening. Like, I just feel like there's a lot going on at the airport. And so for you to get online and just be like, oh, you're a lazy bitch, like just figure it out. Like, who the fuck are you to ask me for money? Why would I give you money? It's like, what I'm trying to figure out, what I would really like to know is, why wasn't that a FaceTime? Like, if you're going to be an evil, vile, nasty, unempathetic person, why was that not a message to the group chat? Why was that not a voice note to your evil ass friends that I'm sure you have? Like, why was that posted on TikTok? What made you think that we, the people, wanted to see that bullshit from you? From you, after you've already been flirting with teenage boys on Snapchat and TikTok for 20 fucking years, and now you're shitting on somebody who just lost their job. Like, we don't like you. Did you think we were gonna be like, oh, haha, you're so right, James, she should just fucking like get another job? Like, what? No. He's already kind of has a negative, I mean, he's a pedo, so he already kind of has a negative, people have a negative opinion of him. Although I will say it's probably only because he is queer, because there are a lot of straight pedos and it's just overlooked, particularly the men. Like with women, it's not, right? You have Haley Beck, and obviously everyone is like rightfully so putting her feet to the fire. But then you have Paul Walker, who was like dating a sophomore when he was 26 or some shit, and everybody sees him as an angel because, you know, he died in a horrific car accident that I think it was a result of reckless driving, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, a pedo is a pedo is a pedo is a pedo. So we don't fuck with James Charles anyway. And then you get on and you try to do the whole HRH thing where you scream at the camera and you call people a rat or whatever, but it doesn't connect because you're punching down. And punching down is never like entertaining. Like, nobody wants to see somebody that we already don't like punching down. Nobody wants to see that. And then you get on and you're all like, well, I am out of touch. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend. Like, his first apology or whatever the fuck, that first explanation video was super like, just like, yeah, so what? Like, I said it and it was wrong and like whatever. And then he did another one where he was like crying. But, you know, I feel like, I just have a feeling that James Charles is the kind of person to be like texting the group chat like he should have done in the first place. Like it's all fake. Like, it's all an act. You know what I mean? The only time, well, it's not like it's even good acting, but the only time, I think that's like his number 2 talent. Fake crying YouTube TikTok apologies. They just seemed ingenuine. It's like, if people did not react the way that they did, you would have never realized the error in your ways. And I find it very hard to believe that you actually mean what you're saying. And I'm pretty sure no one thinks that you mean what you're saying. But he'll be back with another fucking makeup product and a dumbass Coachella outfit in like 3 weeks. Like, the internet moves on from things so fast. So shout out to that girl that lost her job. You know, I'm hoping the best for you. Hopefully, you know, you get a job at Delta or JetBlue. They take good care of you, because I'm sure Spirit, if they treat their passengers the way that they treated their passengers, I can only imagine how they treated their employees, because nobody treats an employee worse than a corporation, not even an unruly Karen-esque customer. Like, corporations don't give a fuck. Like I just said, like, I have so many friends who just recently lost their job. The economy's so fucked right now, and people just don't have money, and companies are not making money because people are not spending money. And then companies are looking for scapegoats. They're like, okay, well, we're not making money, there has to be a reason. It must be marketing, it must be they find their scapegoat and then they fire them. And then it's like, you have all these people who are just left destitute. Like, what do I do now? And living in a city like LA, most of us, I mean, I don't even think it's an LA thing. I think it's just a nationwide thing. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. So you get laid off, you might get a severance package depending on where you work. I'm pretty sure Spirit didn't give anybody a severance package because they didn't have any money. And the government didn't bail them out. So I'm pretty sure there was no severance. Like, it's just like, sorry, good luck, if they even said that. That was really crazy. It was so crazy. I was like talking to my mom about it on the phone, and then like 2 hours later, Spirit was just gone. The fucking Airbus. It's like, now how am I gonna get to Atlanta? The train, I fucking went to the length of looking at Amtrak tickets. I looked at train tickets to get to New York. I looked at train tickets to get to Atlanta, and it was the same price as the plane ticket. Now, how the fuck does that make any sense? Because I thought it was going to be at least $200 cheaper because it's a train and not a plane. I feel like it has to be way more expensive to have a plane flying through the sky than a train, right? Like, way more expensive. So why the fuck is it the same price? And it's like a 3-day trip. I have to be stuck on this fucking moving jail for 3 days with fucking crackers and wine to eat, and it's $451. I'll jog. I'd rather jog to New York. Amtrak isn't that bad, but it's not like, I don't know. It's crazy. I knew Amtrak was expensive because when I used to go from LA to San Diego, it was like $45, which is not crazy. Honestly, it's not crazy. But there's so many other bus systems, Flixbus, Groundhog, Greyhound, where you can get it for way cheaper than $45, or even the Metrolink. And the thing about the Metrolink is you can get on the Metrolink, and with the Metrolink app, it's cheaper. Like the distance from LA to San Bernardino is cheaper than LA to San Diego. On the Amtrak, it's not. Any trip you take is $45, which is kind of ridiculous, but it does protect people from scamming. Because what I used to do growing up, when I would go visit my grandma, she lived in San Bernardino, and what I would do is I would wait until I saw the cops getting on the bus, and then I would buy the ticket from whatever stop we were closest to that we just left or we were stopped at to my destination, and it would save me like $8, sometimes $11. Sometimes I would make it all the way for free. That used to be a pretty quality trick, and so you can't do that on Amtrak because you just pay a flat rate. But 10 times that much, I'm still sitting on a train, like, and it wasn't even like a first class. Because what is first? Like, the concept of first class is such a weird mindfuck. Because it's like, I guess you get better food, but really you're just in the front of the plane, and I guess they make the seats bigger. But like, why don't they just make all the seats on the plane like that? And then just make the plane ticket a little bit more expensive for everyone. I guess they want to create that idea of like exclusivity and like, oh, like the rich elite sit in the front of the plane and all the poor sad people sit in the economy class. I guess that's the message that they're trying to convey. I've never sat in first class. I've been on a plane where like it's all like the same, and I'm sitting in the front there, but I've never been in like a first class flight. And I mean, I think it really only makes sense if you're a celebrity. If you're a celebrity and you like don't want people bothering you while you're on the plane, or like people on, yeah, you want other people who, when they see you, they're not gonna like freak out. They might be a fan, they might want to meet you or whatever, but they're going to treat you kind of like an equal, just because, like, you know, that's like the nature of people they're usually around, as opposed to someone like me who's just a general, you know, a gen pop person, just a member of the general public that might be starstruck or whatever, or want to get a picture or an autograph or talk to you the whole flight. Like, if you're a celebrity, then I get it, because you're like, okay, you know, I need a line of separation from the people who might try to attack me with their love or hate. But if you're just like kind of rich and it's like you're going from New York to Miami, I guess I would need to experience first class to know why it is worth the extra few $100s that you pay to do it. Because plane tickets now, even just a regular plane ticket, like I was saying, from LA to Miami or LA to Atlanta, it's like almost $600. So I can't imagine what the fuck they could possibly offer to make me want to pay almost $1,000 to go to Atlanta. And that's not even factoring in the hotel or the rental car, food. That's not factoring any of that in. I don't know. With people getting laid off left and right, I don't have the money to spare on a dumbass plane ticket for a dumbass first class seat. I just don't have it. No one has it. Only fucking Jeff Bezos and Oprah and Mr. Beast seem to have it. What else is going on, guys? You got Spirit, dead. James Charles, a freak. I can't get to the East Coast because it's too expensive. Train tickets cost the same amount as plane ticket. Gas in car is $7. I know a gas station where it's only $5. but that's still high. Like, I remember when 5 was like, oh damn, gas is high right now. Now 5 is the lowest you'll find. Now, of course, if you're in like Texas or butt fuck nowhere, it's probably 135, and you're like, gas is usually 35 cents. But like, I don't even understand that. I mean, are you like getting your oil from somewhere else? Why is it cheaper? Why is it cheaper to live in Georgia? Minimum wage is like $8 cheaper than or $8 lower than California. But I mean, the cost of living, the maths there a little bit. I mean, people just need to get paid more everywhere, but it's an equivalent. But I'm like, is it because there's more land and less people, so it's cheaper? Is that why? Because I just feel like, okay, is it that much cheaper to live in like Bakersfield? Because I'm pretty sure there's less people and more land up there. I would never fucking move to Central Valley. But I'm just like, it is so crazy expensive to live in LA, and it's so crazy cheap to live in somewhere like Houston in comparison. Why? I don't like it. And if it's people, here's the thing. If it's because LA is impacted with people, there are so many people that live in LA that love to complain about the city of LA and how much they hate it and how much they hate LA people, but they refuse to leave. It's like, y'all do know y'all making it more expensive to live out here. So if you don't like it, go home. Go home, Roger. Literally, go the fuck home, because then my rent could be $150 cheaper. I feel like you hear a lot, like there's fake people out in LA. I just personally think there are fake people everywhere. I just think that people are sometimes a little fake. Like, I think that's just like society. We're so wired to be polite off rip that sometimes politeness comes with a little fakeness sometimes, or a lot of the time, most of the time. I feel like the average person is not in some happy-go-lucky mood to walk around and just be nice to everybody, but that's kind of like the expectation, to be cordial and friendly a little bit, at least, a minimum of that. And I think that's maybe the fakeness that some people are encountering, or I don't know. For me, fakeness is like two-facedness, like when you're one way here and then you're like the polar opposite somewhere else. Telling someone a little white lie, or like, if I'm like, oh, I have a show on Saturday, and you're like, I'll be there, and then you don't show up, I'm gonna just be like, okay, like something came up, or they were just being nice when they said they would be there, or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna take that as like, oh, that person's fake. You know what I mean? And when I hear people explain why they think people in LA are fake, I feel like it matches more the example of like someone flaking, right? Or saying they're going to show up and not showing up somewhere, instead of like, oh, someone told me they were my friend, but they were really like stabbing me in the back. I feel like that shit happens everywhere. In any major city that you go to, that's going to happen, especially where you have industries where people are moving to that city to pursue a career within that industry. And it doesn't have to be entertainment. If you are like Silicon Valley and you're a huge tech place, there are probably a bunch of people up there selling fucking tech snake oil. Like, they're doing the same shit that people are doing in the entertainment industry, but it just has a tech industry lens on it. Or, what other industries are there? The fishing industry. I'm sure if you go somewhere where they do a lot of fishing, there are going to be people blowing smoke up your fucking ass there too. Right up the hole. That one. Blowing smoke right up it. Anywhere you go. Make room, lower the rent, go home. If you don't want to be. No one's forcing you to be here, is what I'm saying. Because I'm from here, and obviously my experience of LA is going to be very different from someone who moved here to be an actor, or someone who moved here to be a singer, or wanted to become a stand-up comedian, whatever the case may be. Like, obviously they had an image of LA that they created in their brain that when they got here, it didn't match. And they're like, I hate it here. I still fully don't understand that, because I don't have any expectations of Kentucky. I don't have any Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky. I don't have any expectations of Louisville, because I don't know anyone. Well, I know people from Kentucky, and I've been to I have been to Kentucky. Maybe once or twice, actually. But pretend like I didn't just say that. I don't know shit about Kentucky. I don't know anyone from Kentucky. I've never been to Kentucky. I'm not going to show up. Like, if I needed to move there because I wanted to become a corn farmer or whatever the fuck they do out there, I just don't feel like maybe if I was obsessed with corn, I'd have this like crazy fantasy of what Kentucky would be. Maybe. I just don't get it. Like, you know what? No, I've always wanted to go to Hawaii my whole life. I mean, I don't really have. I feel like the expectations I have of Hawaii are going to be met though, because they're very base level. Like, I want to go to the beach and go surfing. Like, I can go and do that, but I don't have any expectations of like the people or like when I get there, all these doors are just going to open for me and I'm going to take over Hawaii. I'm gonna become the biggest pineapple farmer in the world. Like, I don't know. I just think people need to chill out. Like, come to LA and visit for maybe an extended period of time before you move here, and then be prepared to just meet the city where it's at. Instead of like, it's gonna be just like Baywatch when I move there. It's gonna be just like 90210. I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna get discovered walking down Melrose, and I'm gonna be the biggest model in the world, and everyone's gonna love me because I can sing. It's like a lot of people can sing. A lot of people can sing very well. A lot of people can do a lot of things. There are 8 billion people on the planet. I think being from a big fish in a small town, I think that is, or small pond, that I guess is a real phenomenon that I can't relate to because I'm from a big city. But like, just adjust without shitting on the place. Because as a LA native, we didn't do anything to you, and I just have a feeling if I lived where you are from for more than 2 weeks, I would shoot myself in the fucking head. And I think he would agree with me. So let's everybody just chill out. Go to the beach, smoke some weed. It's legal here. And chill out, right? Enjoy the city. Enjoy the long, nice. It was fucking 90 degrees for a week in March. And it was frozen in Texas and frozen in New York, and tornadoes and hurricanes and all this shit. And it was 85 degrees. It was 80 degrees in February, 90 degrees in March. And you're complaining because some fucking fuck didn't go to your concert even though they said they would. If you don't get out of my, like, come up with a real complaint. Come up with a real reason not to like the city, okay? And come up with a good enough one to pack your shit up and get the fuck out. Because again, my rent's too expensive, my wage is too low. It's your fault. Kokanawada. Kokanawada. Izedididibit. 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 Kokanawada. 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 Izedididibit. Yo. So my phone overheated, so I did not film an outro in the car, but that's basically all I had to say. I mean, I was gonna say some stuff about the new Euphoria season that's coming out, because things are getting weird. Kind of interesting, but definitely weird. But we'll have to save that for the next car vlog. So until then, enjoy the day, get you a slushie, don't drink it too fast. And I will see y'all next week.